A Harvard scientist claims alien technology crashed into the Pacific Ocean. With the incredible and impeccable space expeditions done by the Ace Space Organization, NASA, we are always on the lookout for our dose of space-related trivia that can make us stand out as the most knowledgeable amongst our peers. But this time around, the insight we have is from Harvard University, where a scientist claims that alien technology has crash-landed into the Pacific Ocean. The name of the scientist is Avi Loeb, and he has been a controversial astrophysicist ever since he started his career in astrophysics. Prior to this, in 2021, he claimed that aliens had actually visited Earth. Join us to find out more about this unsolicited invasion. Who is Avi Loeb and why is he controversial? Avi Loeb is an American astrophysicist accredited for being the longest-serving chair of Harvard's Department of Astronomy. In June 2020, he was enrolled as a member of the President's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology at the White House. Throughout his career trajectory, Loeb has been making some breakthrough explorations in space. In 1992, in liaison with Andy Gould, he claimed that exoplanets could be navigated through gravitational microlensing.
In '93 was the first microlensing event discovered, and most people who were not in microlensing collaborations just thought the idea was nuts. But it's happening in 1 in a million stars.
In 1993, he proposed the use of the C+ fine structure line to discover galaxies at high redshifts. Later, in 2005, in a series of papers, he predicted how a hotspot in orbit around a black hole would appear. Their predictions were confirmed in 2018 by the gravity instrument on the Very Large Telescope, which observed a circular motion of the centroid of light of the black hole at the center of the Milky Way, Sagittarius A star. In 2009, Broderick and Loeb predicted the shadow of the black hole in the giant elliptical galaxy Messier 87, which was later pictured in 2019 by the Event Horizon Telescope. In 2013, the extraterrestrial life started to excite Loeb, and from there on he has been getting deeper and better with his search to navigate the extraterrestrial life. It was his claims about alien technology and aliens visiting us that people found hilarious. In his books and essays, he elaborates more about the alien invasions. People from different walks of life had found his claims irrelevant, and similar is the case with the ones dexterous in the world of space. How do scientists define extraterrestrial life? If you think that there is no life outside Earth, then think again. There exist planets that are alleged of having organisms that we call aliens. We call these planets extraterrestrial planets, and their life, extraterrestrial life. It is tentative that such life might range from simple forms like prokaryotes to intelligent beings, and could potentially be more advanced than Homo sapiens. Why does the government try to hide alien activity from us? The government might hide it from you just so that you don't start calling them over and having parties with them. Kidding. Where do you think the ideas generated for the sci-fi space-related films? There might be someone, somewhere, who might have witnessed something in the sky and then the word spread like wildfire. Could be possible. But, if that is to be believed, why are there no solid proofs to this hypothesis? The government scrapes down certain statements given by the public about viewing UFOs and in return makes misleading and deceptive statements in order to maintain peace and prevent unnecessary public fear and not sabotage national security. What is a meteor, and is it the same as a meteoroid? NASA defines a meteorite as a space rock that starts its journey somewhere from an anonymous or proclaimed galaxy and reaches the Earth's atmosphere. It successfully reaches the planet when it crashes to the surface. The term meteorite is often confused with other terms such as meteor and meteoroid, with which it is related but cannot be interchanged. Meteoroids are comets or asteroid rock particles with diameters ranging from centimeters to meters that orbit in space and are pretty happy there. It is the name given to a meteorite that has not yet entered into contact with the atmosphere. Meteor, on the other hand, occurs when a meteoroid passes through the atmosphere, burning and disintegrating, after which it is considered to be a meteorite. When the light trail persists, it gives rise to what is commonly known as shooting stars. Next time you pray to a shooting star, try calling it a meteorite. Maybe it doesn't like getting misrecognized. How many meteors fall on Earth every year? Almost 17,000 meteors fall from the universe every year. We cannot see them all, as most of them are tinier in size and eradicate as soon as they enter the atmosphere. The huge ones, however, are the point of everyone's interest, but it is merely impossible and extremely costly to examine each one of them. Scientists estimate between 10 million and 1 billion kilograms of meteorites hit Earth every year. Most of them are tiny micrometeorites. Then why give special status to CNOS 2014-01-08, the one that fell in the Pacific Ocean? Despite having such a weird and complex name, this meteor became the apple of Loeb's eye and started getting a celeb-like privilege. What about the impact of the meteor that hit the Pacific Ocean? The name of the meteor that hit the Pacific Ocean is CNOS January 8, 2014. There was something special about this crash landing for Loeb, but for the majority of scientists, it was just another day at work, as it is very common for meteors to fall on Earth. However, Loeb in his essay writes that a retrieval expedition could be achieved using scooping magnets to explore the 10 square kilometer region of the Pacific Ocean where the object is thought to have landed. One can never forget the devastating effect of an asteroid that hit the Earth years ago, ultimately vanishing the entire dinosaur species. The asteroid brought in turbulence not just on the surface but also in the environment, making it an unfit habitat for the gigantic beasts. Who is claiming ownership of these meteoroids? If you are on a hiking trip or just relaxing in your backyard and you find lying there an unidentified piece of rock that looks unfamiliar, it could possibly be a meteoroid. But can you own it? It depends on the country you are living in. In the US, if you find a meteoroid, it belongs to the person who owns the land. If you find it in a public place, however, it is mandatory to seek permission. Whenever some meteorite falls on the surface of Earth, it belongs to the country it touched, and their respective space organizations could take charge of leading the investigation. But once in the public domain, other organizations from different parts of the world could seek permission to examine the rock piece. In Australia, it is strictly prohibited to keep a meteorite according to the Museum Act. Any meteorite falling in the vicinity of Australia is the property of the Crown. It is always suggested to let know the concerned space organizations of the country you are living in, because you might be keeping a potential rock piece that might be crucial for studying extraterrestrial life. What makes this meteor or so-called spaceship different from others? Remember USSC? Yes, when they said that the meteor was indeed from interstellar origins, they possibly made an all-new discovery. If accurate, this is going to be our first ever guest from the extraterrestrial world. Hence the digging out and further examination of the impact and the remains of the meteor becomes crucial. Loeb was not all that wrong. The meteor CNOS January 8, 2014 hit the ocean near Papua New Guinea, and sending a mission to the extraterrestrial alien would cost billions of dollars. The good part is that Loeb has come up with a cost-efficient idea that only requires retrieving just a tiny sample of the meteor to be examined. But even after saving those extra bucks, this expedition would cost approximately $1.5 million to retrieve pieces of CNOS January 8, 2014. Could Drake equation help find an answer? Just like the infamous Pythagoras theorem, there exists a Drake equation that was formulated back in 1961 by American astronomer Frank Drake to estimate the number of advanced civilizations likely to exist in the Milky Way galaxy. The Drake equation has proven to be a durable framework for research and space technology and has advanced scientists' knowledge for several years. Even after 50 years, this equation is relevant and widely accepted by astronomers for solving fundamental existential questions. Moreover, the equation sheds light on some particular scientific problems related to life in the universe, for example, calculating the development of intelligence, the development of multicellular life, etc. Is Loeb jealous of Drake's pioneer in astronomy? Frank Drake is also an accomplished astrophysicist who has also pioneered in researching extraterrestrials. Under a project codenamed Ozma, he mounted the first observational attempts of detecting extraterrestrial intelligence in 1960. To encode this intelligence, Drake drafted an equation that is popularly known as the Drake equation and is a blessing to the world of astronomy. Seems like Loeb was a little insecure with the kind of popularity and acclaim that Drake got in his career, and thus maneuvered him to create his own theory, Loebs Theory, scraping down Drake's equation completely. This landed Loeb in another controversy, as the scientists did not like his approach of looking down upon someone like this. Is Loeb's theory a mere agenda to stay relevant? We have to keep in mind that Loeb has made controversial claims in the past as well, so it is important to find an answer to this question. Until now, our scientists are working deftly to get some sort of insight about the extraterrestrial aliens, and here is astrophysicist Avi Loeb, who has gone a step ahead and claimed that the aliens have even built a spacecraft to either invade or just for surveillance run on our planet. Loeb's intentions are not just meant to garner a short period to stay under the spotlight. Instead, he has spent decades working and studying the possibility that life exists beyond Earth. He has made headlines and has got massively trolled and criticized for his extraterrestrial theories, but the astrophysicist seems adamant and in no mood to stop. What is Loeb's theory for space archaeology? The passion in Loeb's eyes doesn't seem to curb down anytime soon. Hence, he came up with his own theory when asked whether or not he would apply Drake's theory to calculate the potential aliens in the galaxies not known to us. In his own words, Loeb explains, extraterrestrial space archaeology is engaged with the search for relics of other technological civilizations. The senders may not be alive when we find the relics. These circumstances are different from those encountered by the famous Drake equation, which quantifies the likelihood of detecting radio signals from extraterrestrials. That case resembles a phone conversation in which the counterpart must be active when we listen. Not so in extraterrestrial archaeology. He added, the likelihood of us finding extraterrestrial technological objects depends on us willing to look for them and not just on whether the extraterrestrials had sent them. Is there solid proof of Loeb's claims? Seems like Loeb has something concrete this time. An unidentified object crash-landed into the Pacific Ocean in 2014 that could vaguely be considered a spacecraft. However, a recent report by the U.S. Space Command, USSC, confirmed that the object was indeed from another star system and was not a spacecraft but a mere meteor, and scraped down Loeb's theory of it being built by extraterrestrials. And finally, when will the expedition be carried out? Well, as mentioned earlier, this expedition is going to be a costly affair, and the authorities and the concerned departments are not yet convinced by the claims and the theories Loeb is bringing forth on the table. The chances of the object crashing to be natural are still on the higher side, and it being artificial is very unlikely and superficial. What do you think? Shall an instant poll decide the fate of the expedition? We wish it was that simple. As soon as we get the latest insights into the matter, we shall update you.